I wanted to give props to GSG, because Nick introduced me to GSG Plus a few years ago. This is also not an ad, although they do support us at Camp Mograph and stuff. Nick, I'll be totally open. Nick gave me a free year of Plus years ago. Like at the very beginning, just to try it out. And from that point on, I have been a paid member. Same. Because I think it's like super valuable. And I got to give them props because of the stuff that they've been doing with where they're not just, they see that 3D is changing, especially in like the Mograph industry and stuff like that, where we're not just sticking with Cinema 4D anymore. We're moving over to Blender, or we're moving over to Houdini or Unreal. And I've been in Unreal for probably 3 months straight doing lots of work. And I was really worried jumping into that because I became pretty heavily relied pretty heavily on the GSG materials and stuff like that for just my daily everyday stuff, because it was always a great starting point. And so while in Unreal this past week, I was like, I want to bring in some GSG textures, but I really don't want to go through the hassle of having to link everything, because it honestly, I don't love the way Unreal's material works. They're fine, but it's just kind of a pain to get used to. And so I went onto their site, and they have built importers for Blender and Unreal, and I'm not sure about Houdini, but probably. And so it's a plugin directly in Unreal to where you can download their stuff and import them directly. And what's great about it is, and Dave, I don't know if you know this, but whenever you create a material in Unreal, like say you're creating parameters like, from like 0 to 1 for the roughness, like you just use a vector, or not a vector, or like a single, number scalar, but you right click on it and you can promote it to a parameter, which then you can create an instance of that material, and you'll have just those parameters, as sliders and stuff like that, so that you don't have to futz with the original one, or you can create multiple versions based off of this master material, which I really, really like. I think it's really cool. So you can create multiple versions of just this main one. And so what's cool about the GSG importer is it actually imports your material and creates a material instance where you don't have to go dive deep into it, and you can just adjust the sliders from there. It's really, really cool. I gotta say, I really appreciate what they've been doing and what they've been doing. And for previously with like HDRIs and stuff like that, when I'm using HDRI backdrop in Unreal, you can't bring EXRs in as a HDR. Like you have to take it into Photoshop, take your EXR, convert it to an HDR, then bring it in. But GSG has updated all their stuff. So if you download an HDRI, when you download it, it includes the HDR as well. So like just the amount of like how much easier it is to use with GSG materials now, I'm really happy about that. And I just wanted to give them a big shout out because it's made my life a lot easier.
And they put out that video too with Nick talking about the way things are changing. It's only like a 3-minute video. You should go check it out on YouTube or whatever. But it is great. It's really great that they've done that. So that they're adapting. That's what you got to do. Adapt or die.
Totally.